I went to a minor league hockey game. I've never been to a hockey game, and I had so much fun. But we went ice skating with the players afterwards, and I've been ice skating twice in my life. This was the second time. I busted it. Like fully, feet out from under me, on my butt, in front of everyone. I'm hurting. This is gonna be so good. Hey everybody, welcome back or welcome to the Pickle Jar. This is What's the Dill? I'm your host, Mackenzie Pickle. Happy Thanksgiving! I absolutely love Thanksgiving. I love the food, I love the chaos, I love spending time with my loved ones, and I really love watching Thanksgiving-themed episodes of my favorite comfort TV shows. For today's episode, I decided to put together a list of some of my personal favorite Thanksgiving episodes from different TV shows, different comfort shows that I have. So, if you're needing something to watch after you finish watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, look no further than right here. Before we dive in, I want to give a disclaimer. These are just my personal favorite episodes and recommendations. There are a ton more that are not on this list I'm giving you today. If I missed your Thanksgiving favorite, or even if I did include one of your favorites, leave a comment with your personal favorite Thanksgiving moment from a TV show or movie. Now, without further ado, let's dig in. See what I did there? I also want to preface, this isn't like in order of like what I think the best is or anything. This is just kind of random order as I was thinking about them. But for my first recommendation, I have Modern Family. Recently, I've been watching Modern Family all the way through, like start to finish, and I'm almost done. I'm in season 10 right now. The whole show in general just makes sense for Thanksgiving. I mean, it's this big family. There's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of sweet family moments, stuff like that. One of my favorite episodes for Thanksgiving specifically is Modern Family, season 6, episode 3, 3 Turkeys. It's so just absolutely hilarious that they're going behind each other's backs, keeping secrets, all this stuff, whatever. It's very chaotic and stressful. You have Gloria and Jay hiding away, pretending they're on vacation, but they're not. Then you have Phil and Luke trying to make a turkey, and then Claire makes a backup one because she doesn't think that their turkey will actually be good. And it's like there's 3 turkeys getting passed around as a secret, and nobody really knows what's going on. Then you also have like the storyline of Cam and Mitch trying to tell their daughter Lily, like she needs to wear her cute Thanksgiving dress that they got her for the occasion, and she puts it on over her regular clothes, and so they put on Gloria's dresses trying to be like, this looks stupid, doesn't it? And the ending is just like the icing on the cake, where they, all the secrets come spilling out, everyone's just like, everyone's mad at each other, but also like trying to hide their own secret and also feeling a little guilty for their own and everything. It's just so funny. But it's such a cute, I love the show. I think it's really, really good. And that's a really good episode, I think, to watch, especially if you have a big family. It can be pretty relatable and just funny. Next show recommendation is New Girl. Y'all, I love New Girl. I think it is one of the best shows. I just love it so much. It's such a good comfort show. I have a couple episodes from New Girl to mention that involve Thanksgiving, just like Modern Family and just like a bunch of shows. Like New Girl has a few Thanksgiving episodes, and they're all good. Same with the Modern Family ones. All of their Thanksgiving episodes are good. The quintessential New Girl Thanksgiving episode is season 1, episode 6, Thanksgiving. It's their very first one, season 1. It is so chaotic. Like, you have the whole thing with them trying to defrost the turkey. They put it into the dryer, mess up the dryer. Then there's like a big fire. She invites her crush to Thanksgiving. It's their first date. Like, Cece and Schmidt have this whole like weird thing going on, and like Schmidt's obsessed with her, but then he yells at her in the kitchen, and she's like, I think I might be attracted to him. Like, it's just this whole thing. You have Nick being like brooding as usual. Like, love Nick. And then Winston just has so many like moments that are just like gems. Like, I just love Winston. But like the other thing that makes this episode so crazy is like they go into this other random apartment to eat their Thanksgiving dinner. They ruined their apartment by putting a turkey in the dryer, and in this other apartment they go into, they find a dead body of this old lady that lives there, and it's like traumatizing for like, it's just absolutely insane, and it's so funny. And Genslinger is just such a good addition to the little group, and that it's a really good lighthearted episode, but it's pretty funny with like the chaos and stress that Thanksgiving brings. Another one from New Girl is season 2, episode 8. It's called Parents, and this takes place during Thanksgiving. Jess, her parents are divorced, and so this is kind of a fun one to watch and kind of relate to in that aspect. Cece like catches her plan. So basically like her mom is coming to spend the first half of Thanksgiving with her and her dad's coming at the end, but Jess accidentally, obviously she does it on purpose, tells her parents the same time, and she's trying to force them back together, like The Parent Trap, and they even reference The Parent Trap, which is one of my favorite movies. I love The Parent Trap. She's trying to like force them back together, and like she hatches all these different plans, and then like her mom and Nick end up flirting with each other, which is like really, it's so weird and just like chaotic. It's really relatable, like the chaos of having split households, you know. It's just pretty funny and kind of heartwarming to watch her sort of go through that and deal with that. So it's another good watch. The last Thanksgiving episode I have from New Girl, and this one is so funny too. It's season 4, episode 9, Thanksgiving 4, otherwise known as Bangsgiving. I'm just like, Schmidt's whole idea to make it Bangsgiving and everyone have to bring a date for somebody else. It is just so funny. Nick bringing his friend from the park that never like speaks really is so funny because he drew himself and just didn't tell anyone. And everyone's dates are so funny. Like, you know, you have Coach and this police officer woman. I think she's a police officer, and she's like stronger than him, and he's like fighting these like toxic masculinity things, but then he ends up like really liking her and they get along really well. And you have Winston with this lunch lady, and he's like, what? She's a lunch lady. And then obviously you have Jess and Ryan. Such a tense situation. And then you have Cece and Schmidt. And I love Cece and Schmidt together so much. Schmidt is having this whole like competition with Nick because his like date was Nick's crush or something at some point. I don't know. But so Nick is mad about it, and Nick tries to make Schmidt jealous with Cece, and Schmidt comes like running in, and Cece basically finds out that Cece is on Schmidt's never list of like his friends cannot flirt with her, can't, you know, that kind of thing. Cece reveals that Schmidt is on her never list as well. I just love the ending of the episode where she's sitting there thinking that Schmidt didn't get her a date, which he did at the end when the date finally comes up and is like proving that Schmidt actually did invite him and that his reason for not being there earlier is real. She like basically forces him away so she can spend more time with just Schmidt. I don't know. I just love them together, so I love that episode for that. But also the episode is super chaotic as well, so it's good. Oh my gosh. This next one, arguably one of my favorite episodes of this TV show. The show is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And now online, I saw a bunch of people saying like the best Thanksgiving episode in Brooklyn Nine-Nine is Lockdown. I have to disagree. Now, I love all of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I think the show is golden. I love it so much. Every episode is a gift. My personal favorite Thanksgiving episode from Brooklyn Nine-Nine is season 1, episode 10, Thanksgiving. It just gives us so many golden moments, and arguably one of my favorite Jake and Holt scenes of all time, and one of my favorite Holt moments. First off, you have Boyle Bingo. That's how the cold open starts. And that is just so funny in and of itself. And it's a running bit throughout the entire show because Boyle loves Thanksgiving, and he loves every holiday really, but it's so cute having that little like back and forth and seeing the things that the little inside jokes they have with him. It's just really cute. Terry being hungry the entire time, like all of his food spoiling, and then not being able to eat Amy's terrible cooking is so funny. Like, he says this line, I watched it earlier today. He says this line and he's like, I tried one string bean. It tasted like fish vomit. That was it for me. Amy hosting and, you know, wanting to impress Holt and everything. It's just so sweet. All the toast and everything. And you also learn like why Jake doesn't like Thanksgiving and that whole little backstory. But then he comes around whenever they all eat Thanksgiving together in the precinct. It's so heartwarming with that little just like thrown together Thanksgiving that Bull puts in. But my favorite moment is I just love Jake and Holt's relationship in general. I love how Jake comes up with all these scenarios when they're like out investigating things like that, and it's barley and Jimes for this one, and Holt is just like, no, like, we're not doing this. They even come up to this one house. Jake is like going on and on in character, like whatever, and Holt is like, like, to get him to stop, and it's so funny. Captain Holt might be one of my favorite characters of any TV show of all time. He's golden. My favorite part is whenever they're like in the room with that family, and that family starts fighting, and they're like, what'd you do now? Like all this stuff, because they're there to try to figure out if he was the one to steal the money. And Jake has given Holt this entire backstory that his wife was murdered and he never solved the crime, but the only clue he has is that the murderer was wearing a yellow sweater. And it's just like, what is this? Whatever. This whole family is arguing and no one's listening. And Holt just like random, and Holt's not in character the entire time, but Holt at this point, when they're all screaming and not paying attention, he just yells and he's like, my wife was murdered by a man in a yellow sweater. And everyone like stops and he like keeps going with it. And he's like, sign this? It is so golden. I love it so much. And I love Captain Holt. Oh my gosh, you have to watch this episode. Okay, next up, I had to throw in a little bit more drama into the mix. I think we kind of all know that it wouldn't be a Thanksgiving watch list if I didn't put Gossip Girl on here. Now, I'm not putting the episode that most people say, which is like, I don't know, which is like one of the first ones. Maybe it's in season 1 that so many people say that's a great episode. Cool, okay. The one that I think is like the icon, like this is Thanksgiving type of thing. People reference one specific part of it online all the time, so that makes me happy. But it's Gossip Girl season 3. Episode 11, The Treasure of Serena Madre. This is so packed with drama, which, first of all, every episode of Gossip Girl is. It's A, CW, but B, it is so insanely, like, some of the storylines in Gossip Girl in general, like, we have to talk about this for a second, are so just absolutely out of pocket. Like, what is that whole thing where, like, Dan and Serena share a sibling somehow, and then we just are supposed to forget about that and, like, let Dan and Serena get married? Okay. This specific episode of Gossip Girl, all of the chaos and the drama filled and all the secrets that get poured out and just like them holding all these emotions in, and you have like you literally have like a pregnancy scare, like a literal affair is happening, like all these secrets being kept like around people, and they all are at the table together, and it's very like hush hush, we're gonna enjoy Thanksgiving together, like that kind of thing, pushing it down, like family drama. The whole thing of them like eating at the table together and then getting up one by one or different things like in frustration, whatever, while What You Say by Jason Derulo is playing. I think that's pure cinema. It's so funny. I had to throw this one in there. I don't think that this would be a Thanksgiving watch list if I didn't include Friends. I love Friends. I think it's a very comforting TV show, and arguably like my favorite Thanksgiving episode. And I mean, it's been on so many different articles of being like, this is such a great Thanksgiving episode, this is the one to watch. It's season 5 episode 8 of Friends, the one with all the Thanksgivings. They're all stuffed from eating Monica's Thanksgiving cooking, and they're all sitting around sharing their worst Thanksgivings. And it's really cool because you get to see like these different flashbacks and reasons for why things have happened. So like you learn why Chandler doesn't like Thanksgiving. You see a flashback into one of Phoebe's crazy life stories, you know, all this stuff. And it gives us some really iconic moments. You know, we find out that Monica accidentally like cut Chandler's toe, like part of it off, like years and years ago. And then, you know, we have the iconic like turkey on the head thing with Joey, and then Monica like puts the turkey on her head and is like dancing in it to ask Chandler for forgiveness. And it's also like when, I'm pretty sure it's when he first says I love you to her. It's so iconic and it's so funny, and just like the backstories and flashbacks are so fun. But I do want to point out 2 more episodes really fast. I feel like they're really good too. If you're already watching Friends, you might as well. Season 3, I don't know the exact episode name, but it's the one with the football. It's just like very cozy vibes, very relatable. You know, a lot of families watch football, play football on Thanksgiving, and I think it's just really cute. Plus you have the Geller Cup, and I also really love the outfits. I don't know, for some reason whenever I see clips of that, I'm like fall Thanksgiving immediately. The trifle episode, it's in season 6. I don't know this episode number as well, but it's the one where Ross got high. So funny, like just the drama of like Ross and Monica's parents thinking that Chandler was the one that smoked and like all this stuff, and it is just so funny them finding out the truth and doing all that. Meanwhile, like Rachel has accidentally like stuck these 2 pages together, and she makes a dessert trifle with beef sauteed with peas and onions, and it's like so gross, but I feel like it's such a staple, like people talk about it a good bit, so I had to throw this episode in. The last thing I have on this list is not an actual Thanksgiving episode. However, I still think that it can fit in with the vibes because it's a lot of chaos, it's a lot of stress, people with their loved ones, and they're all eating dinner. The episode is, and it's arguably one of my favorite episodes of television of all time, The Office, season 4, episode 13, Dinner Party. Dinner Party is without a doubt one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. I've watched it so many times. I feel like I could quote it. I genuinely don't know how they filmed that episode because there are so many moments. And if you watch the bloopers, it's like it seems like they're never going to get it done. The whole like plasma screen TV, how small it is, Jan and Michael having these just like undercurrents of fights and everything. The whole snap, 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 snap. Dwight bringing this lady who was his babysitter, but he's being like, this is my girlfriend now, to make Angela jealous because she's with Andy at this party. And then you have Jim and Pam like quite literally trying their hardest to get out of this. It is so funny. I have the song that they play in it that Jan's like assistant Hunter made. I have it downloaded on my phone. I love it so much. I just think that episode is one of the greatest episodes of TV in all time. It's a good watch on Thanksgiving just because of all the chaos, and it'll definitely have you rolling laughing. So that's all for today's episode. Let me know what your favorite Thanksgiving TV episode is. I love this time of year so much. Pickle's pick for this week is the song Wham Bam Shang-a-Lang by Silver. I love it. If you're a Marvel fan, Guardians of the Galaxy, like you already know. But like this song, I don't know how to explain it. I feel this song in my soul. I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't know how to, like, I wish I could just make everyone feel the way I do whenever I listen to this song. I quite literally cannot listen to it without ascending into space. Give it a listen, give it a whirl. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Also, if you want, I know I've been like, leave a comment. I just want to hear how your Thanksgiving is, how it went, what's your favorite tradition. I personally am very thankful for all of you for supporting, watching, listening. It really means the world to me, and I'm very grateful that we get to go on this journey together. So thank you so much. Again, have a happy Thanksgiving, and it's time to close the jar. Love you. Bye.